Good afternoon, folks. Another edition of Wynn's Life. I'm having a stroll through the neighbourhood. Say hello to people while I'm walking past. And I'm in the local hood. I like to keep it real for now, before my journey begins. Stop. Before my real journey begins. Keep it real. Keep it safe. It's a lovely day. No doubt the parks will be busy, because it must be at least 16 degrees today. So it's a nice warm weekend. But anyway, starting the video. Be like and subscribe, share my page, share the content. And what I'm talking about today is basically looking at ratings and Google and stuff, you know, and areas that they call bad areas. And basically, I've been looking at the ratings that these people have been giving ratings. One of my friends there, Clive, yeah, hi Clive.
Huh?
How you doing, man? You okay?
Yeah.
You got out of breath today, yeah?
Walking leg wide.
Yeah, man, you alright?
Yeah.
Yeah, man, you take it easy, yeah?
Yeah. I'll get back there soon, man. So.
Yeah, you need to get your car
What's
back.
the fucking insurance, man?
Oh, the insurance is killing you.
Jesus.
Why? You take it easy, elder.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Just didn't look a walkabout.
Oi! Oh!
Clive, my old friend. Yes, Clive, is that your taxi?
Yeah.
My friend Clive's going to get a taxi. He's about 85. And his legs are going. I'm just going to shout this taxi for him here. I'll call it for you. His legs are really bad. And you know what? My guy's done well, because my guy goes down to Middlesbrough, drives to Middlesbrough to see his kids. And obviously now he hasn't got a car because of insurance, because of his age, but he said he wants to start driving again. But he still looks great for his age, but I can tell he's struggling. Let's call this taxi driver. Taxi! Taxi driver's here. He's just back there, mate.
Oh, yeah, is that him, is it? Okay.
Yeah, he's struggling. The elderly gentleman there, yeah?
Oh, it's all right.
Yeah.
Tell him I'm coming.
Yeah, you can see you. Yeah, he's waiting. Nice one, bruv. Big up to you. Yeah, man. Yeah, the taxi driver is a nice guy. He's going to reverse back. He's going to pick up old Clive. Yeah, because Clive's really struggling with his leg. But like I was saying about the ratings, I'm outside Claremont Road Primary School. Lovely Saturday. Really warm. Beautiful day. Like I said, it's about 16 degrees. I'm talking about the stigma of areas, especially the ratings that these people give and where they get ratings from. I do not understand. Right, they're saying in England, in Manchester, the most dangerous places to live. And again, what topped the list came under was Moss Side. Why is it always Moss Side? Why is it always Moss Side? I can tell you now, there's barely any trouble in Moss Side. Moss Side is stigmatised by the media to make a lot of money. Without Moss Side, the media cannot make big money, big change like they always do, because they make a lot of money by stigmatising Moss Side. From the 1970s to 80s, 90s, even going back before that, when apparently there used to be shebeens in Moss Side in the 60s, where our parents used to go to. Moss Side is stigmatised because of its cultures in Moss Side. Yes, in the 90s there was quite a lot of random shootings. People called it Gunchester. Listen, I grew up around human Moss Side most of my life. And I've lived in Northern Ireland, you know what I mean? And you know what, right? Trouble only follows you if you cause trouble. And I know for a fact, the media love it when you hear of any trouble in my side. And let me tell you something, right? Go around my side and you'll find hardly any trouble. Yeah? What the media do, they lock down these streets that need tidying. What the media do, down the old main road estate, what the media do, the media stigmatise areas, and they basically put people in the community that basically come from abroad. Some people who don't know about certain things, they put them all in one congregation, yeah? Like years ago, Irish, black people, Jamaicans, Caribbean together. We all live well. Remember, we all live great. Black, Irish, were very, very close during them days. Because even my father bought a house years ago, in the 60s, which was compulsory purchase by the government. Because basically they didn't want, at that time, black owners to keep big 9, 10 bedroom houses. And my dad used to have a lot of Irish people living in the house, in the spare rooms with him. You know what I mean? So it was basically compulsory purchase, and they give him £300. And then obviously my dad, they moved to Hume, the brand new Hume estate that was just being built on Bovham Close. So we spent my family lived there for 50 years. So my mum and dad sadly passed away. And then obviously I went to school in Hume, then I went to school in Moss Side, UC High. And Moss Side and Hume's always had a great diversity amongst them. The problem that started was basically police related during the 1970s when Maggie Thatcher brought out the sus law. These are old streets of Rusholme and Moss Side, you know, old streets. I know you know what I mean. The old streets, the area's quite run down because the council are not doing their jobs. But to be truthful, you barely see any trouble. Moss Side's got a massive, diverse community now. People Moss Side, the Leisure Centre's brilliant. It's full of gays. It's full of straights. It's full of heterosexual. It's full of blacks. It's full of whites. Everyone getting together. There's never any trouble in Moss Side in the Hume Leisure Centre. In the park, we have the carnival during August, the 10th to the 12th. Over 500,000 people come to the carnival in Moss Side. Over 500,000 people come from far and wide to the carnival in Moss Side. Alexander Park in Moss Side is absolutely packed to the rafters with people. In the summertime, people just when the sun comes out, you get different cultures of people coming out. In Rep Park, in Whitworth Park in Manchester, in Platfields Park in Manchester. The parks are absolutely massive, absolutely packed with people. The diversity around here, yeah, it's changed a lot from years ago. It's basically a lot of Muslim families that moved down here. But to be truthful, there's barely any trouble. Barely any trouble. Yes, boss? You're right? Yes. And if there is trouble, it's amongst young people. And you find out that most of the trouble that occurred in Moss Side in Manchester wasn't the people that really lived in Manchester. Because the trouble started when a certain member came from Birmingham and basically befriended guys from the Pepper Hill gang, and basically friends who were friends turned on friends. Friends who were friends turned on friends. Good friends who were close friends turned on each other because a certain member came from out of the area and became friends with certain people. I'm not going to call no names. And this is where the trouble started during the 90s, where you had the Goose gang and you had the Donington gang fighting amongst each other. Yeah, I knew most of the guys from football back in the day and from primary school, and most of the guys were fairly normal guys. But if you've got a guy hoodlum who comes from out of town, he wants to who's basically brainwashed all these guys and basically caused the death of a lot of people, that's where the trouble lied. But even before that, remember the riots that was in 1981? It was basically the police stopping and beating up people, black and Irish people, and basically stopping them and giving them a good hiding, taking them to Platt Lane Police Station, Biddle Street Police Station, and basically battering the hell out of black people and Irish people. And the names of police used to wind the window down apparently, and used to call people names, take people down the motorway, and threaten them, take money. It was extortionate. That was some of the stuff that was going on. And Moss Side's got its bad name because of the media. The media, special papers like certain papers, as you know, in the UK that don't get sold in Liverpool. There was the same problem in Manchester. I took a group of students when I was a youth worker on a walk around Manchester in 2003, 2004, and they were from the rural countryside of places like Haslingden and all that. And they heard about Moss Side. Oh, it's supposed to be this, it's supposed to be that. They were amazed when they came here and they seen the culture, the different foods, how the people were, how the friendly nature the people were. Yeah, you're going to get troubles all over the place. Yeah, you got areas like Ossel in Manchester that had a reputation, Abbey Hay in Gorton had a reputation, but you never hear their name ever brought up. There's some areas that you can't, even now, you struggle to even walk around because there's little gang members who are on bicycles. This is Manchester, this is London, this is Sheffield, all over the place. But the main name is the main name the media make the name of is Manchester, Moss Side. And you've got to remember that Moss Side was an affluent area many, many years ago. It was basically a Jewish-run area. That was a very wealthy area. And lots of people moved out of Moss Side, and went to affluent areas up in Whitefield and these people were rich, wealthy people who moved out and rented houses to black people and Irish people. This is why a lot of people stayed together. This is Great Western Street, well-known street in Moss Side. Lots of families have lived on this street. Generations of families lived on this street. Moss Side and Fallowfield's got one of the biggest student population. Moss Side, Fallowfield and Hume, one of the biggest student population in the whole of England. Lots of students rent out places in Moss Side in Manchester. If it's that bad, students who go to Manchester University, whose parents, some of them are very wealthy, wouldn't come here if it was that bad. Like I said, these are some of the old streets that family people might remember. Ruskin Avenue. Go down the old Truskin Avenue, yeah? And lots of people who lived in Moss Side, who have moved out to places like Tameside, places like Farrer places, still come back here. Because the Moss Side Carnival, if you can bring in 500,000 people to Moss Side, it can't be that bad. Yeah, you got gang cultures everywhere you go, like I said. Everywhere you go. All over England you have gang culture. Everywhere you go, you'll find gang culture. But the one, like I said, that tops the bill, the media dishevels the area by degrading the area all the time. And to be truthful, I'm saying I can walk, anyone wants to meet me right now, I will take you around the area, sit down, have some food with you, because lots of Caribbean restaurants, Ethiopian restaurants, Sudanese restaurants, Somalian restaurants. I will take you around here for a tour and show you what Moss Side, Hume is like, because the media stigmatizes this area like no tomorrow. But there's posh areas where there's posh kids and there's problems with going around. Because remember, kids, young people change everywhere you go. All around you go around England, it's the same problem, but the areas like Moss Side will get the brunt of all the problems. And like I said, when the sus law was brought out by Margaret Thatcher in 1978, all hell broke loose. All hell broke loose. Because you got to remember, the police were beating up people well before that. This used to be a pub here. This is a well-known pub called the Robin Hood. Robin Hood pub. Now this pub was in the heart of Manchester, heart of Rusholme, Moss Side. This was well used by lots of Jamaicans, Africans, Sikhs, They played dominoes, they played cards, they ate Caribbean food, they ate soups, they all mingled together. And you know what, right? They had shebeens, they had gambling houses. But also there was police that used to attend these places as well. So they used to call them coppers that took a little bit on the side, that left people alone. Or coppers who also enjoyed the smell of the Caribbean food. Because remember, not all the police were bad back then. Because in Moss Side and Hume, you had a guy who used to run most of the shebeens and everything back in Moss Side, and his name was called Ruddy. The guy was called Ruddy. And Ruddy used to own a lot of the places like the Nile, the Reno, all these places. And police used to attend these places when they're supposed to be on duty. And they used to drink rum, drink all sorts of stuff and mingle with the women as well. Because remember, Denmark Road was the heart in the 60s of all. Denmark Road was the heart of Moss Side, where they had all the gambling dens, the music, the shebeens, also women, promised the women of the streets on Denmark Road in Manchester. You know what I mean? Denmark Road in Manchester. You know what I mean? Then they moved to Carmore Road. Is it not Carmore Road? No, it's not Carmore Road. They moved to Westwood Street. And this is why this is called them the women of the night. And listen, police used to mingle with the women of these areas. But Moss Side isn't as bad as people think. Look at the houses here people have built. Lovely houses. You don't hear people. You don't really hear people calling each other names. There's gang culture everywhere you go. I've been a youth worker for years and years until I stopped. And I used to go into some areas, mingle with some youths, and the problem was always the police. Because what happens, I noticed in Moss Side, the police don't seem to mingle with the youths. Look, this is a lovely part here. Let's come this way to school. There's my friend who sits on the bench. Yes, brother. You all right? You having a good rest today? Yeah, it's warm. At least it's warm anyway. Yeah, man. Let's talking about the Moss Side, the hood. How people give it a bad name when it's not that bad. Yeah, I think my man sleeps outside. But you know what, right? It's not as bad as what people think. The media will stigmatise everywhere. Anywhere where there's low income families, anywhere where they think there's promiscuous behaviour, most of the families have been moved out of Moss Side. They've been moved out of Moss Side to places like Gorton, places like Bury, because they want to put people, the council want to put their own people in here, their own people to turn this place around. They want it to just be a gentrification where rich people are trying to take over Moss Side. They're trying to take the community out of Moss Side that used to be here. You know what I mean? Moss Side and Hume have always been good areas to live. It's not the people's fault they built things like the Bull Ring, which in fact, Moss Side and Hume were cleaner back in the 70s, 80s, 90s than it is today. The streets now are not as clean, but you go all around England, it's the same. But you can't say an area where there's hardly any gun crime anymore, or compared to places in London and some places in Birmingham where there's knife crime every day. I live local, so I know. I can take anyone on a tour. If you want to meet me, come on a tour. I can bet you a tenner you will not be touched. Will not be touched at all. No one's interested in touching you. Them young boys have problems between themselves. Don't go attacking old people. One thing they don't do around here is attack old people, elderly people. People that's going about the business. Moss Side's a diverse, and Hume, two of the most diverse communities in the whole of England, where I've never endured racism in my life. I lived in Stoke-on-Trent, endured racism. I've lived in Blackburn, Darwin, endured racism. And it's just some places that don't seem to understand people. But round here, I've had a few fights back in the day, but the only problem that my siders have really endured in the last 20, 30, 40 years is lots of the police do not want to mix with people from my side. Years ago, back in the 80s, I remember the police used to put on the football competitions at Proctor's Youth Club in Hume. I can't remember the police officer's name because I was about 11 at the time. And he used to go bend over backwards for the communities. So people could, so young kids could stay off the streets. There was lots of youth clubs back in them days. They took away youth clubs in Manchester, basically putting other shit in the way.
Yeah, taking selfies.
Yeah, wins live, YouTube. Yeah, but taking away youth clubs caused a lot of problems in neighbourhoods. I've worked in Harper Hay, I've worked in Moston, I've worked in Blakely as a neighbourhood officer. And I tell you now, when I was patrolling them streets, working working housing as well, I had eggs thrown at me, I had name calling, I got called the N-word, I got all sorts of stuff working in neighbourhoods. I'm going to visit North Manchester very, very shortly. It's a glorious day today, beautiful day today. But like I said, not saying that my side is greatest area, but you come round here in the summertime, you come to our carnivals in the summertime, you come down to the festivals in the park in the summertime, Platfields Park, Alec Park, Rep Park, all the parks that are local, packed with people, barbecues, no trouble playing music, family together. One thing it's lacking now as we all grow older is families are lacking the closeness that they used to have because people are being shipped out here, there and here, there. But I can tell you now, I can vouch for the Moss Side area, the people of Moss Side. Most of the problems were police infiltrated problems because the police, even now, 2025, don't mix with the youths. You very rarely see any Caucasian police officers walking around here. They put African or Asian policing in the area or PCSOs in the area. You don't see, and that is a problem. How are you going to mix if you don't come into the area and mix with the black community, the Somalian, the Ethiopian community? It's no good going into areas like, if you don't want to mix in areas, this is what we pay our council tax for. To have a mixed diversion of people, not just one races that you think, oh, you see a PCSO is Asian or a PCSO is black. Put some Caucasian officers in the area so they can mix and mingle. Go up to the station and tell their bosses, oh, we've been round Moss Side. Look at the people jogging here. Students jogging. Students jogging. You know, just jogging. Everyone goes about the daily business. You don't hear, you're very, very rarely hear gunshot in this area. Because it's changed that much. The troubles of the 90s took itself away, back to where it came from. Young boys are still at war all over the place, in every part of the country. So let's not single out just Moss Side as being the most dangerous area in the area. Because I'm telling you now, this is where the racism comes into place. It's absolutely bullshit. I'd like to see an MP from a nice, posh, affluent area, come and meet me around Moss Side and go for a walk around Moss Side. One of the top leaders, come meet me, I'll take you around Hume and Moss Side for a tour. And I'll take you for a meal. If I have to, I'll pay for it if I have to. But stop bullshitting the people in the area and telling the whole world that Moss Side is a really bad place when it's not. 500,000 people throughout a 2-day festival turning up to Moss Side Carnival. Is that a bad place? Is that a bad place? Good schooling in Moss Side, is that a bad place? Bad Main Road, City, Manchester City's football ground in the middle of Moss Side, was that a bad place? People come from far and wide. The media need to take their controversial bullshit and send it packing, because the media is the one that's causing the problems amongst people. Come down and meet me if you want to. We'll go and get some Caribbean or Ethiopian food or Somalian foods, mix with the people, see the diversity of white, black, Asian people that live in the area. The area's changed, man. It's changed. Moss Side's always been one of the most. Moss Side and Hume's been one of the most diverse area in the whole of England. Fallowfield, years ago we got told it was bad, but there's much mixed families in the area. Most people talk to everybody around here. People are interested in. People don't go around here like it's OK Corral carrying guns. That is a load of rubbish. That is a myth. So anyway guys, please like and subscribe to my video. I'm Winnie's from Wynn's Life. I talk about Moss Side. The media need to stop putting down this area. If you want to come meet me. Like and share. Because there's worse areas than this in the whole of England. I can guarantee you that. I'm Winnie from Wynn's Life. Peace. Take care.